Association granting us an easement. As part of the resolution of, I believe it was 2 unrestricted easements which ran across pretty much the entirety of Glen Oak, Dominion and the Glen Oak Association granted this exclusive easement to ACO Pipeline.
Okay. And they have been unwilling to consent based on their concerns over what?
I think their concern, as I understand it, is whether or not by consenting to an after appearing entity using this exclusive area, whether or not they might more or less poison the well going forward in terms of having a right to exclusivity as to any late members' developments. That's the issue as I understand.
Are there any alternatives to, I mean, aside from finding a different path, is there any other legal options other than the consent, just basic consent?
I think you'd have to look at whether or not you want to try to appropriate it, and you'd have to explore whether or not.
Oh, okay. Something less extreme.
You asked.
Okay.
I'm
glad that you're thinking about these things.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think at this point, I mean, we're in discussion with them. This is an issue with them. The Glen Oak Association has evidenced no concern whatsoever about bringing it to us, and you know, it's simply a matter of you know, both the township and the ACO Pipeline being satisfied that what we're doing is actually going to work.
And what exactly are we going to be researching to establish, and give them, what are we going to be researching, and what are we going to be producing to give them the comfort level that they need to know that this exclusive easement that they have is not going to be in any way compromised or interfered with in the future?
I believe that
Mr. McCarthy, I believe, if I may interject here, I believe it would simply be Mr. Morgan's opinion.
I think it was an opinion, but I think he also indicated that if requested, he would provide an opinion letter. That's what I was looking at. So ultimately, Mr. Martin would deliver his opinion following his research as to the issue, and also work with us to prepare the necessary documents.
And to this point, Mr. Martin doesn't have an opinion. He's not willing to form an opinion until he's able to do the work.
Oh, no, attorney. I don't think any attorney's going to have
the work
an
will
opinion
be,
for you.
so the work essentially is a legal research project on the property, and Suburban saying, hey, you guys feel the from this, I don't work from this.
Essential.
All right. I have no further questions. Thank you for your patience. That's it, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Mr. Quigley, where do we go from here?
So the question is one, do you want to move forward into providing this or paying for services to Mr. Martin? And two, would you like to set a cap?
I definitely want to set a cap with Mr. Martin. I would like to set a cap with Mr. Martin.
Yes, that's reasonable.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm assuming then first there's a consensus that we move forward with Mr. Martin.
Are we going to try to set a cap tonight or no?
Why don't we, if I could suggest, why don't I speak with Mr. Martin about this, if the board's inclined to go in that direction, and suggest the issue of a cap to him and see what comes back.
Okay.
I think that might be prudent, and we can judge how realistic we think it is at that point.
Great thing.
Well, gentlemen, do we have consensus to move forward with the suburban, with the investigating, having Mr. Morgan
Yes.
do the legal research required for suburban satisfaction?
Yes.
As well as ours?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Let the record so note that. Okay, are we done with the park report?
Yes, you.
Does anyone have any other questions?
Any questions? I see none.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I guess we'll just continue plowing along.
Sure.
To use a term.
Thanks, Nelson.
Yeah. Okay. Chief Stewart, Chief Noble, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. First thing we have is we've got a whole bevy of thank yous. Our outstanding Orange Township Fire Department has received a large number of thank yous as a result of our recent snowstorms and the wonderful work they did to keep everything up and running, such as digging out the many fire hydrants located throughout the township. And I'd like to add my thank yous to that as well, as many already have. Please thank the men and women of the fire services, all shifts, on behalf of the board. We are always grateful for the work that they do and that you do, and not only during winter storms, but all year round.
Thank you.
In conjunction with that, one of our residents, a Virginia Stocks, needed some help on December 24th of last year, on the day before Christmas. Virginia needed to be transported down to the OSU emergency room on that day. And she writes us that she received expert care, and not only medical care, but true compassion as well. She goes on to say how much the crew cared for her that day, and as a result, she has donated $100 to the fire department. With that being said, I would like to move that we very gratefully accept a $100 donation to the Orange Township Fire Department from Virginia Stocks. Second.
Mr. Katz?
Yes.
Cassady? Yes. Mr. Quigley?
Yes.
Mr. Katz, if I may,
Yes.
out of one of those thank yous, it was a general thank you not only to the fire department, but also to all of Orange Township personnel for the things that they were doing during the winter storms and the snow. So although it was directed at the fire department, most of them, but one of them was to the general thank you to everyone.
Okay. All right, Chief, thank you for pointing that out. I appreciate it. Next up, we need to declare some non-Nomex uniform pants obsolete. These are non-Nomex, meaning cotton, I believe,
Yes.
uniform pants. They need to be replaced with Nomex uniform pants per contract. The Nomex pants are more fire retardant than the non-Nomex variety. And the old non-Nomex uniform pants will be donated, I believe, to the Delaware Career Center Fire class.
Correct.
Okay. Are there any questions? I will. I got that.
I'd also like to point out that we were trying to figure out what to do with these pants. They're all used, they've all been worn, there are some probably better than others. So we called a company so that maybe we could recycle them. They wanted to charge us between $6 and $8 a pair to shred them. So we thought, what's the best way to do it?
Sure.
We talked with Mr. Katz, and we thought by donating 175 pair of pants to the Career Center, they could pick out the best, and then they can do with what they want.
Yeah. Okay. Any further comments or questions? Seeing none, I move that we designate 175 pairs of non-Nomex uniform pants as obsolete and without value and no longer fit for public purpose.
Second. Mr. Katz?
Yes.
Mr. Cassady?
Yes.
Mr. Quigley?
Yes.
Okay. There is a Washington, D.C. fire caucus the last week of April where Chief Stewart gets to meet with U.S. representatives and senators to both get and receive input regarding legislation that could affect our local fire services. He would need to leave on Monday, April 26th, and return the afternoon of Friday, April 30th. The chief has requested that he be allowed to attend the caucus as official business, so he does not have to use up vacation time. He will pay all expenses for the trip out of his pocket, and he has been allowed to do this on at least 2 other occasions, but he needs our consensus. What say you, gentlemen?
I'm for it.
So am I. Let the record show that we have consensus to allow the chief to attend the Washington, D.C. Fire Caucus, leaving on Monday, April 26th, returning the afternoon of Friday, April 30th. He will be attending as official business, and he will pay all expenses for the trip out of his pocket.